its most basic form, sword fighting. Although evident in its most early forms as combat fighting and dueling, it is now a modern sport. It was one of the first sports to be played in the Olympics, and one of the 5 sports to have been in every one of the modern Olympic Games, alongside cycling, swimming, gymnastics, and track and field. But before I get into the details of that, I'll tell you a little bit about myself and about this short video series. That's me. For those who don't already know, my name is Athena Chen. I'm making this series of 360 videos on fencing for my senior project in the hopes of spreading awareness for fencing. There are 3 types of fencing: foil, épée, and saber, each with different equipment and rules for scoring. The fencing bout on the left is foil, where the target is a vest-shaped area. The lesson on the middle strip and the bout on the right are both épée, where the target is the entire body. And in this clip, the bout with the 2 guys on the far right is saber, where the target is anything above the torso, which can be hit with any part of the blade to score. There are many other differences and details between the weapons, but I will focus on those in my next video. I fence foil. I started fencing when I was 10, inspired to try it when my mom told me how she fenced in college. I continued fencing when we moved to Chicago in 7th grade, where I practiced with the high school team, and started to go to the Fencing Center of Chicago. That's this one. And more recently, I've started attending a Ottawa fencing club near Milwaukee, which practices in the warehouse of the Coach's Chemical Company. But don't worry, it's perfectly safe. Aside from being a sport descended from dueling, fencing is, in my unbiased opinion, cool for several other reasons. I love fencing because, unlike in many sports, size can be an advantage and a disadvantage. While a longer reach may be useful in attacking, it's harder to switch direction and harder to defend in a closer distance. And similarly, for shorter fencers, the smaller target is an advantage, but one must also make sure to stay out of the range of the opponent's long reach. In this sense, fencing is not only technique, but also strategy. It is about setting up an action. Or, in some cases, just looking for the right opening and finishing as strongly and confidently as possible. The fun thing about fencing is that although you can do the same action 100 times in a bout, every time it's different. The strategy behind fencing is about making the opponent do what you want, to whiff or to attack at just the right time, and using that to your advantage, finishing accordingly. Fencing is about adjusting a plan of action and being aware of what works and what doesn't. It's a constantly changing puzzle. So, I hope you enjoyed the first video. Please comment below with any questions or things you would like to see in the next video to come out soon.